CIU was founded by 4 praying women, and those 4 women wanted someone to lead, and so they went to Dr. McQuilkin, and they decided to ask him to lead this institution and start a Bible college for training ministers and professionals. And so we have never wavered from that. Over the years, our leadership became known as a missionary leaders. We had different presidents who were missionaries around the world. And so our school really focused in on reaching the world for Christ, to know Him and make Him known. And you find 19,000 alumni around the world in 150 countries that have been impacted by Columbia International University. And when you see that, the impact is huge of all the Bible translators, all the people that have been led to Christ. That's who CIU is. So when you say differentiator, we do education, but we do it from a biblical perspective with a worldview and a value system of teaching students hard work and teaching them how to be successful in leadership, teaching them how to value people and love people, and we teach them how to go out and make a difference for Christ. So if you're a business student here, you are still going to be trained in Bible, so you learn the ethics of good living. And that good living translates to being good citizens and having great careers. And so we have lawyers, doctors, we have attorneys, all coming out of CIU, business leaders. Some of the most successful business leaders in the world have come out of here. And as you look at that and the board we have now, you understand that CIU really is making a difference in students' lives. Well, our strategy for 2021, as we approach really our 100th anniversary, we have recommitted to our mission, to know Him, make Him known, to train people biblically to reach the world. And in the way we're going to do that, as nations have changed and the world has changed, the first thing we did was create a business as missions initiative. You're in a building right now sitting where there's been a $20 million investment in faculty, staff, and infrastructure to take business students around the world. So one great push or thrust that we will have is to look at this whole idea of business and how we can take business people throughout the world and they know Christ and they can introduce people to Christ in a missions way. Dr. Billy Graham said not long ago, before he passed, that the next great revival for our world is going to come through the business community. And I would concur with him, and I buy into that philosophy. So it's why I lead this vision. The second major initiative that we are getting into, and it was shocking to me a little when I came as president, that we had never been involved in the healthcare fields. And healthcare and mission, our mission and missions in general, is who we are. So we introduced and have started our first science and nursing thrust. This coming fall, we will have a tentative approval to start our first nursing programs, and those will be done online. And then we will have an entire nursing facility here with the simulation beds and all the nurse practitioners here. And we will have a place where it's a mini hospital, 6 or 8 hospital beds and rooms, and students will be able to practice and learn on the simulation beds. So we're putting about another $10 million into medicine and healthcare with regards to our missions thrust. So the future's bright when you understand 54% of all jobs in our world are going to be in the medical fields as we become an aging world. Then we want to be involved in that. When I can see a student come in and that student go from a very immature person as a freshman to where they're graduating as a senior and they're ready for the job market. And here at CIU, you will get hired if you work here. Our business students there's a waiting list of people who want our students. So when you can see students come out, they're mature, they're engaged, they're knowledgeable, they've grown so much That just is a metric that I look at. Obviously, as president, there are some metrics I have to look at. What's the financial health of the institution? Are we doing better in that arena? And we are. We have increased our revenue from about a $10 million organization to about a $35 million organization since arriving. We are looking at growth as far as enrollment, and we are up from 1,000 students on campus, and then about 600 at Ben Lippen to now they have almost 1,000. We have 2,200. So we've seen tremendous growth in the organization. But also there's this community impact that as president I'm interested in. A college or university should not be here if it's not impacting its local community. So we are reading with our elementary schools, which have low test scores. We are going and playing basketball and instilling character virtues with our schools. We are doing food drives. We are starting businesses from our business department. We've invested over $30 million on the Monticello Road corridor, which had never been invested in. Those things are things as president I'm able to drive forward and just encourage and build coalitions. And it's amazing what you can do when you work together with others.